up where the clouds are far behind me, where trouble melts like lemon drops high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds fly, and the dreams that you dare to, oh why can't I? Oh, someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where trouble melts like a lemon drops high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here today as we celebrate the union of George and Carol. It's funny how life comes full circle and how fate brings us together. About 20 years ago, I came back home to Galveston after serving some time in the military. And one of the great things about being able to come home is being part of this island and being able to be with friends that I hadn't been able to be with in a long time. Great friends like Alicia, who's home with her husband Michelle, that we're here gathered today as they helped us take care of this union. Keep that whole thing about the full circle and fate as I speak today. So I'm hanging out with Alicia and the other friends, and we're having good times, and I get introduced to this wonderful gentleman about 20 years ago. George and I, over the next 20 years or so, we might have had a couple drinks together. We definitely shared a lot of stories, some laughs, and a lot of great books that we like to read about. Something else great happened about 20 years ago. I met the love of my life, Becky, who's one of Carol's daughters, and of course Sarah's her other daughter. So Becky and I were here on the island as well. So Carol was coming down to visit us quite often, and she fell in love with our island as well. So she made the decision to truck it down I-45 and come to move to our beautiful island. Becky was concerned that her mom might just be a little bit too wrapped up with work and not go out and socialize. And socializing doesn't count as working on the sewing machine, so we wanted to make sure that we got her out. So lo and behold, an ingenious idea, or genius, depends on how you look at it, came into fruition, where we decided to invite George over for coffees and pastries to the restaurant. And Becky, of course, invited her mom over to the restaurant for coffees and pastries. We gave them a brief introduction, the two hit it off, and a couple nights later we had a little bit more of a formal meeting between the two of them where they went out for some cocktails, and the rest is definitely history. For those of you, which is all of you, because these are their closest and dearest friends and family that are gathered here today, you know that their souls are very unique and that they're definitely combined together. That when they decide that they're going to dress up for the night, it's not what one would think. So we're talking spit hats and pit hats and stuff as well. There's maybe Colonel Sanders. Who knows what they're going to come up with? But it's not the normal black tie affair when you're going out with George and Carol. Not only that, but they share a love for history. They share a love for nature, and this great United States that we have, doing traveling and taking care of it. So it gives me pleasure to be able to say that everything's kind of come full circle as we gather here in the home of a great friend, and we unite here to bring them together in marriage today. This occasion not only marks the beginning of a marriage together, but is a commemoration of love nurtured and shared between these two. Together they embark today on a new life together, built on the foundations of trust, compassion, and mutual respect. Who gives us bride to be joined in holy matrimony today?
We do.
Thank you. All right. This is a dangerous question. If there is anyone who has cause to believe that this couple should not be joined, you may speak now or forever hold your peace.
In French, please.
Marriage is truly a magical gift. As Mark Twain noted, marriage makes of two fractional lives a whole. It gives two purposeless lives a work. It gives two questioning natures a reason for living and something to live for. It will give a new gladness to sunshine, a new fragrance to flowers, a new beauty to earth, and a new mystery to life. As we celebrate this bond of unity today, it is important that we keep in mind that while this is certainly an occasion of tremendous joy and celebration, the promises we are going to witness here today are serious and life-altering events and commitments. Love, it has been noted, is the reason we live. That one rang true to me. I changed that last night. Love has been noted as the reason we live. And I think today, in this day and age, that we really need to remember that that's what it's all about. It's about loving one another. It's about being here. It's the little things that we do to each other. Sometimes it's just that simple smile that'll bring love into somebody's life. The fact that we're here to share this day with them shows that we're all here because we love them as they love us. We need to remember that no matter what kind of differences we might have with each other, that in today's day and age, in this world full of difference, we need to make sure that we're providing as much love to one another as possible. As Carl Sagan wisely deduced, the world is so exquisite with so much love and moral depth, we should remain grateful every day for the brief but magnificent opportunity of life that we have. The sum of all of our evolution, our thinking, and our accomplishments is love. It is with simultaneous feeling of elation and expressions of respect that we proceed on to the vows. At this time, before the bonding ceremony, I'll invite the couple to share their vows. Face each other. Carol, repeat after me. Today, I take you as my husband.
Today, I take you as my husband.
I love you now, as I always loved you,
I love you now as I always do,
and as I will always love you.
and I will always love you.
George, you'll repeat after me. Today, I take you as my wife.
Today, I take you as my wife.
I love you now, as I always loved you,
I love you now, as I always love you,
and as I will always love you.
as I will always love you.
Great.
Great.
Two of you will please join hands.
What? I just talk loud. That's what I do. I'm talking to a bunch of group of kids.
Carol, do you take George as your cherished husband in front of these witnesses and promise to stay by his side through sickness and health,
I do.
joy and sorrow, so long as you shall live?
I do.
George, do you take Carol as your cherished wife in front of these witnesses and promise to stay by her side through sickness and health, joy and sorrow, so long as you shall live?
I do.
The Lord heard you.
I'm used to talking with big crowds. And, you know, okay.
So, this is going to be the sand ceremony. So, Cole and George, while the words you have spoken have united you and bonded you in marriage, the sand will actually symbolize the joining of your souls. So, each of these sands represents you. So, with these sands, each one's going to represent every breath you've ever taken, every thought that's ever crossed your mind, every word that's ever crossed your lips. And then each of you holds the glass. Well, except for your life.
That's okay. Oh, you do.
And every word that's ever crossed your lips, all your victories and all your failures is where I wanted to go. All of your joys and all of your sorrows. Every grain of sand is another moment, either a moment that has been or a moment that will be. Y'all will go ahead and fill the vessel. Yep. Watch as the grains of sands mix, forming its own unique structure, just as today your two spirits come together to form a single entity. Note that the combined sands can never be separated. Your lives, like the sands, become more grand connected. Your spirits so intertwined that they may never again be truly torn asunder. Rings? There you go. All right. The ready rings perfectly symbolize the never-ending love the two of you have for each other. By exchanging these rings, you solidify your lifelong commitment to one another. The rings serve as a welcome and constant reminder of the band you formed with your partner. Repeat after me, Carol. I, Carol, give you George.
I, Carol, give you George.
This ring is a symbol of my enduring love.
This ring is a symbol of my enduring love.
Just as the circle of the ring completes itself,
Just as the circle of the ring completes itself,
so you complete me.
so you complete me.
Yes, ma'am. Take it. George, repeat after me. I, George, give you Carol this ring
I, George, give you Carol this ring
as a symbol of my enduring love,
as a symbol of enduring love,
just as the circle of the ring completes itself,
just as the circle of the ring completes itself.
so you complete me.
So you complete me.
Carol and George, by the power invested in me by the great state of Texas, I am pleased to pronounce you wife and husband, still together today, both in law and in love. George, you may kiss the bride. Ladies and gentlemen, I now have the privilege of introducing to you Mr. and Miss George and Carol Osborne. And you're out.
On behalf of my bride and myself, I want to thank all our friends and family for attending. I know some of you have come long distance. Thank you again.
You all right?
Is that my piece?
Yeah, this is all for you.
Thank you. You know, it would be like, the big.
They are. Okay.
Paparazzi again.
So, what's the right way to cut this thing?
Wait, y'all are supposed to have both hands on.
Oh, both hands on the key.
No.
Yeah, there you go. There we go. Good thing for the second one.
Step to one of the sides and cut one of the
Okay.
All right. And she's like, okay, let's not do that.
Well, I forgot that they were using a knife on the show. Oh, just cut the top.
Just cut the top.
Yeah.
All right. You ready? Do I have cardboard tears?
Yeah.
Okay, I've got separators. So now, scoot enough from, go from the bottom. There you go.
They were supposed to put both hands together on the thingy.
They did.
Okay, ruined forever.
What? Go around to the side and then cut.
Maybe the thingy is not big enough to have two hands on it.
to cut one piece
And then you
to
eat
each
it.
other.
Start in.
You're fine.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you don't have to cut the whole cake.
No, that's somebody else's
All right.
job.
Yeah,
So we
don't
each
worry,
have a
I'm on
piece.
it. Get to work.
All right.
want me to feed it to you? You're just gonna eat your own.
Oh, it's like a little kitty.
I'll do it in French.
I'll do it. All right.
Let me cut you more.
Don't you worry about it. Check it out. It's what I am. On the real. Don't you worry about it. Legend. About to give it to. Don't you worry about it. Don't you worry about it. Don't you worry about it. If you know we got it, don't you worry about it. Don't you worry about it. Don't you worry about it. If you know we got it.
Everybody's got a thing, but some don't know how to handle it. Always reaching out in vain, just taking the things not worth having. Don't you worry about a thing. Don't you worry about a thing, mama. 'Cause I'll be standing on the side when you check it out. You say your style of life's a drag, that you must go other places, but just don't you feel too bad when you get fooled by smiling faces. Don't you worry about a thing. Don't you worry about a thing, mama. 'Cause I'll be standing on the side when you check it Don't you worry about it. Don't you worry about a thing. Don't you worry about a thing, mama. 'Cause I'll be standing on the side when you check it get all your trip. Hey, everybody needs a change, a chance to check out the news. But you're the only one who sees the changes you take yourself through. Don't you worry about a thing. Don't you worry about a thing, pretty mama. 'Cause I'll be standing in the wings when you check it out. Don't you worry about